This first security camera footage was captured on the 22nd of April 2021 in the Vitória city of Brazil, and it shows what looks like a swimming pool within a condo when all of a sudden something terrific happened. From the footage, we can clearly see what would be a 75-foot-long swimming pool surrounded by plants and floodlights within what was supposedly a 90-unit building just before it suddenly collapsed in a clean break, with thousands of gallons of water and debris tumbling through the floor and into the indoor parking area, which was directly located just below the pool. Fortunately, the 270 residents in the condo were safely evacuated after the incident to nearby hotels for no cost by the company that erected the building, and neither injuries were reported nor any vehicle was damaged. However, it would turn out that the pool had previously been closed for at least 3 months in 2020, and days following the collapse, some tenants had reported a strong gas odor emanating from the heated swimming pool, which was said to be cheaply constructed. Following the incident, the engineers would inspect the complaints and find no structural damage, but there is no saying of what could have happened if there were actually people in the pool or at the parking garage during the collapse. In this footage, a man can be seen standing at the edge of a local river speaking on a foreign language for what seemed like a minute before he proceeded to throw a stone into the body of water. What happened next is nothing short of horrifying.
Hai guys, kalau kamu berada di rawa-rawa guys dengan kondisi air yang tenang begini guys, dan tiba-tiba kamu melihat ada gelembung-gelembung udara macam begitu guys. Nah tuh gelembung-gelembung udara yang berjalan begitu guys. Nah itu berhati-hatilah dan waspadalah guys, bahwasanya di dalam air itu ada predator yang bergerak guys. Nah dia sedang menuju bergerak ke sini guys ya. Nah itu tuh, nampak kan gelembung-gelembungnya kan? Itu tuh gelembung-gelembung bergerak gitu guys ya. Nah seperti dia. Saya akan coba ya, predator apa yang ada di dalamnya itu ya. Aku coba lempar pakai batu guys ya.
The man happened to be explaining the reason as why one shouldn't jump in rivers such as the one he was showing on camera, especially if it's a river you can't see the bottom. You can see as he points towards the movement inside the water, actually pinpointing the particular area the head of a crocodile is located, with signs of breathing. He then threw a stone into the water to complete the demonstration, as a massive crocodile could be seen springing upwards to attack. It has been estimated that about 1,000 people are attacked and killed by crocodiles every year, and the attacks on humans are common in places where large crocodilians are native and where human populations live. On that note, there is no telling of what could have happened if someone had mistakenly gone into that river without knowing the danger that lies within it, or if a person falls into it by mistake. This horrific footage, captured on a camera, takes place in Orile, Agege area of Lagos State, Nigeria, and it shows the horrific moment a man and 4 other occupants in an SUV car got swept away under the heavy currents of a flood.
Àti wọ́n ti ẹ̀gbọ́n ti rú gbogbo ẹ̀ ó máa lọ àfẹ́tàn tó wà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ sìn báyìí. bọ́ọ̀lẹ̀ tipẹ́tipẹ́ bọ́ọ̀lẹ̀. Wàláì ó mú mọ́tò tí bí yẹn tán ni ó ti mú tán. Ẹgbẹ́ wọn lè tẹ̀ ṣì hang. Ọbọ̀ ìkọjá lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ àwọn yẹn. Ọmọ yẹn àwọn gáàjì ò lè escape. Wọ́n ti mú wọn máa mú mi yó. Ibẹ̀ ẹ́ dìbò ju ibà yìí lọ. Orí pé mọ́tò yẹn kò ṣó mọ̀. Mọ́tò ò ṣó mọ̀. Ọmọ, what a horrible death. Jesus. Àrí wọn mọ́ o. Àti mọ́tò gan àtàwọn gan àrí wọn mọ́ báyìí.
In the video, you can see as the occupants desperately try to find a safer place to swim to, or at least get rescued. However, the car would be trapped at a spot with the occupants managing to escape from the car but still trapped in the flood due to heavy current. Fortunately enough, no one got hurt or lost their lives, as the men of Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service would arrive at the scene moments later. That day, another jeep with 3 occupants on board was said to be trapped in the flood, but were able to make an escape, and it goes a long way to show you how powerful Mother Nature can be and how easily it is to be in a dying and dark situation, and no one, not even yourself, can be able to do something about it. A very sad situation that could indeed happen to anyone.
Nová princeza, vyspala jsem se se všema, se kterými zpívala a proč to jen dělala, ona má Harryho, jo, takovýho brouka, znáte to? A ukážeme vám, jak pojedeme 180. 180 normálně jede blázen, holka. A jen se dostaneme na rychlovku, tak krásný, pojedeme tak 60. Jaký zvonečky, Fando, ty vole? Tady žádný zvonečky nemáme. Jemu asi zvoní v hlavě už. Hele, Pavel si, tak kde se sedem v té krupce? My už jedeme na nějaký srazy? Ty, už mi někdo volá. Hej, ty vole! Musíme přenoc. Maminka, to je babička. Ona jí volá babička. Tak to si zasmějem. No, papi, já jsem v mostě. Nebo ona mi zavřela okýnko. Nikdo nám nepíše. Ahoj. Ahoj, babičko. Co dělám? Teď jsem s kamarádkou v Mostě. A zahálíme živé vysílání, babi. Jo, mám čaj na zahradě.
This camera footage was captured on the 6th of July 2017. It takes place in the town of Obnis, located in Czech Republic, and it features 2 friends driving and chatting in a highway. One of the ladies was a 22-year-old Nicole Barabasova, who was streaming the drive on Facebook Live, as she giggles together with her friend Nico Volovsky. But then, in a split second, this happened.
Tak nějaký srazy v Teplicích, jedeme z mostu. No, tak napište. No, já vím, že máme volno my.
So, as it would turn out, Volovsky was driving at a high speed of more than 120 kilometers per hour before she disturbingly increased the speed to 140 kilometers per hour. But as the speed increased, at a point the car began to shudder as she tried to gain control of the vehicle. However, before she could do that, the car would begin to flip over after it struck a protective barrier, as Nico, who was still streaming, is then thrust forward, having lost control and with the vehicle now completely flipped over.
Klidně se sejdem, tak u Teska. Za 5 minut. Za 5 minut u Teska. Stíháš? Hele, pozval nás pták tady. Ty vole. Víte, kolik jedeš? Ty pičo!
Hey, Honky. Roku, telefon! Honky!
Both girls would be motionless with the camera dropped as it continues filming while resting below the seatbelt. It would take an emergency service personnel to reportedly stop the live stream 20 minutes later, after a man could be heard asking them if they were alright following the crash. Unfortunately, Nicole, who was streaming on Facebook Live, would be killed in the accident right on the spot, while her friend would be sent to the hospital intensive care unit after she sustained serious head injuries. With the aftermath of this incident and absolute respect to the affected, it goes to show how deadly distractions can prove to be while driving and how things can change for the worse within a split second. This CCTV footage captioned on a late Wednesday evening on the 13th of April 2022 at a Caltex garage in Greytown, KwaZulu-Natal, a province in South Africa. At approximately 7:29 p.m., which was almost 7:30, the footage features an unidentified woman standing near a petrol pump alongside her son and another grown man. At first, the woman seemed to be having a random friendly talk with the man who was on his phone. Then few seconds later, another man can be seen walking into the petrol station straight behind the man by the petrol pump. And what happened next is nothing short of a horror scene. From the footage, just at the bottom of the frame, you can see an unidentified man wearing a bucket hat and a dark jacket and blue jean trousers approaching the petrol pump from behind and suddenly shooting the first man at the back of his head at point blank range, releasing at least 4 gunshots to his body, which made the man fall to the floor. The woman, obviously in a state of shock, could be seen running out of the frame, frantically leaving the shot behind before 3 more gunshots was fired, making it a total of 7 shots. The little boy turned around and ran towards the direction of his mother. Unfortunately, his life was spared by the killer, who, in full view of a petrol station with multiple eyewitnesses, stole what looked like a gun and then casually walked off into the night. The man who had been shot at this point was strewn on the floor, convulsing as he fought for his life. Sadly, he would be pronounced dead on the spot. Following this chilling incident, the man who had been killed would later be identified as Spusiso Ngobo, and the woman and child were allegedly said to be his wife and son. Reportedly, Spusiso's brother had also been shot and killed in Johannesburg, South Africa, while he was working. Social media users who watched the clip when it was first released to the public would speculate that with the manner the gunman had made sure the victim had really died, that it was an assassination, and the murderer, in a twisted attempt to make it look like a robbery, casually stole from him. Apparently, this sort of alleged assassination or robbery is now a common thing in most parts of KwaZulu-Natal and some parts of other provinces within South Africa, a country with a very high crime rate. Unfortunately, till this day, no one had been arrested for the murder, and the killer or killers are still roaming about freely.